the message that came through and basically said, this is the only message. You're not alone. And it just kept, you're not alone, you're not alone, you're not alone. You know, there are great advantages to being alone. It can take away distractions, you know, that get us off point, off focus. And sometimes when I'm by myself, that's when you know, when everything else quiets down, intuition kicks in, that inner voice. And it's really hard to hear it or believe it in the clamor of and just the onslaught of the news and just all the logistical stuff we have to go through every day that takes our attention. You know, got to get out of bed in the morning and put our shoes on. But there was something, like during COVID, it kicked in for me that I've done tarot for over 50 years, like 55 years. I mean, that just seems ludicrous, but I think that's about it. And, but it really wasn't until the isolation of COVID, I began throwing cards more regularly, like daily, because it really became a kind of anchor for me. And simultaneously, because I was quiet in this kind of enforced isolation, I can't really explain it, but the channels really opened up. Which isn't to say I'm like, hello, you know, I don't have great security, but I know I'm not alone. And neither are you. Three of Wands. Fire energy. Looking toward the future. King of Swords. Air energy. Active principle of I can say it, you know. I can see it. I'm willing to. And Hermit. Hermit shines the light on our interior self. King of Swords is a bit analytical, and he would look to the future with that rational approach. You know, what can I reasonably expect? No fantasies, sword energy, truth, clarity. You know, it's kind of a cuts away extraneous things. And this is the shifting the focus inward into the quiet, like we were talking about, into the quiet. Hermit is a 9 card. 9 speak to the personal. And the Hermit's journey is an archetype of the individual's solitary, you know, undistracted, so that they can attend to, you know, the presence that makes itself known when the distractions are gone, when you're alone. You're in the presence of something, of an energy that's and this is a card of the spiritual quest. So tell us about this looking to the future and fire energy. Where do I want to go? Who do I want to draw in? You know, who will meet me halfway? King of Swords believes this to be true. Knight of Swords. You know, that's the air energy messenger. It's very quick. Some people sometimes see it as angry. And I just don't know. Looks a little angry. Like, but maybe charging to somebody's defense. Ace of Cups. I think the King of Swords wants to declare his love. The one I love. Aces speak to the personal often, but they also speak to one. The one I love. The one I love. The one I miss. Five of Cups. I see it as sort of widower energy. The one I left behind. I want to tell them the truth. Who is this Five of Swords person, please? Because Five of Cups person, that is feeling you're alone. That's the feeling, Cups energy, that you've been left alone with your sorrow, that kind of thing. Knight of Wands, fast, impulsive, energized. King of Cups. I'm sorry, the lighting is very bad. King of Cups. King of Cups is passionate about something in the future. You know, it's sort of like any minute now, I'll unleash, you know, the part of me that is passionate. In the future, any minute now. But I think the same person is being a bit strategic and analytical. A realist. Realist. And Nine of Cups. I think that this King of Cups is being challenged, or this aspect of this individual. They're feeling you know, what in their heart space they're motivated to do. Nine of Cups, you know, this is the individual open to love, open to self-love. And in this case, King of Cups in Nine of Cups energy is very good indeed, because it's passion rooted in affection and connection. Affection and connection. And it seems to me it's sort of like full speed ahead, you know, let's get on with it. Let's set this thing in motion. So what does the Knight of Swords have to say? Wants to address this business of the opportunity, wants to announce, I think, you know, here's my love offer. All right, tell me about the leaving this person alone, because It comes under Hermit, which is indeed a person alone. Not in deprivation and sadness necessarily, but going inward. You know, on that quest that we can't really do with other people. Walk that lonesome valley. Interesting. 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands. On 5 of Cups. This is a card of communication, of an exchange of, rapid fire exchange of information, but more like suggestions or, you know, let's do it this way, let's do it that way, how about this way? It's negotiation. 9 of Wands. I don't think it went well. Card of the Wounded Warrior. Card of exhaustion. It might be, you know, they feel sad because of this exhausting communication. What was the communication, please? It had to do with making you sad. Empress. Well, it could be that the divine feminine got tired and wounded, really, by trying again and again and again to communicate. You know, and wasn't getting the answers that this divine feminine, wanted. You know, hurt feelings is basically that 5 of Cups. Tell me about this, okay, the King of Swords. King of Swords held back. He analyzed the situation and I think decided to hold back, to slow the roll, to, you know, hang on to what he was sure of. He, she, they. Sorry about that. Yeah, on Hermit. 3 of Cups. That's interesting because it's an opposite energy. This is a card of get together, of lightness, of, you know, partying, rejoicing, reunion. So maybe, Hermit, the time in isolation is ending. Okay, one more on Hermit, 3 of Cups. I mean, is it a reunion that the King of Swords is holding back from? I'm not sure. I may be on the wrong track here. Empress is hung in there, but clearly would not be taken down by the sadness that somebody left her alone. Devil. This is on Hermit, 3 of Cups. Devil, strength. You know, this is the call back to light, the resurrection card. Judgment can also mean a decision. but of great magnitude, if that's what it is. Major Arcana card of, you know, Gabriel blowing the horn, calling these people out of their, you know, kind of a coma place. They've been sort of playing dead, I think. And this would be back to life. The courage to spring up out of the coffin and live again. Card of Leo. And the strength to deal with what holds us back, the shadow aspect. You know, devil sort of is an energy that gets its claws into you. Yeah, in this case, they're claws. Sometimes the devil has, you know, cloven hooves, but here there are these talons. And he's perched atop, I mean, it's quite creepy image, perched atop the pedestal with these claw feet. Like a bird of prey. And his prey is this connection. It's like devil, it seems, doesn't want any connection to supersede devil power to keep you in its clutches. I mean, devil can mean a lot of things, but here, you know, it's an energy that really you needs to be. We need to free ourselves from it. And this is kind of like a wake-up call. I don't really get this. There's an opportunity for new love, but it would entail this sloughing off the idea that it's over and accepting the fact that, you know, we need to have courage to rise up. You know, get out of the, I'm sure there's a saying about that, get out of the devil's grip. So, divine feminine is, you know, there was definitely a conversation that didn't go well. But she's settled back into her grounded, their grounded place. You know, destabilized for a while, and I think it took a toll. There were a lot of lessons in this, but somebody, I think King of Swords, is coming in to speak their piece. They've had a wake-up call. And a part of the truth, I think, that they're going to tell is that they held back. They did. They hung on to what they had. You know, it was like a failure of this courage. I think they were really in the clutches. That's what it is. In the clutches of some sort of toxic, I mean, it was something had them stuck. And it was like they were passive about it. They gave in. They caved. Now they're wanting to come back and say something. And it may be first and foremost to admit, yeah, I held back. Maybe even for monetary reasons. But there's an air of confession about this. and a kind of invitation, because I think that this is these earth energy people are one and the same. Hermit, Empress. An invitation to, come out of the solitude. King of Wands. Come out of the solitude. And it's kind of like, we can make this happen. I'm all in. I'm here now. Let's enter into at least this friendship connection. An Empress might well based on what kind of communication they have going forward, she might well say, let's see what happens. let's let this play out a little bit. Because something in the Hermit's wisdom gave them insight into this friendship, or a relationship that really should be celebrated. Not stuck in this period of mourning. But something tells me that in a way, this conglomerate of kings, King of Cups, King of Wands, King of Swords, everything but the King of Pentacles, they're still wanting to get their way. They want their happiness comes first. And that's not a bad thing, really. I don't think any of us wants to be with somebody who sacrifices their happiness to be with us. If they're not happy, that's as bad as if we're not happy. If you're in a relationship, it's gotta flow both ways. I think somebody's gonna come forward kind of vulnerably and passionately and say, basically, this is what I wish for. This is what I hope for. I'm trying to manifest this now. 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 in Major Arcana is Lovers. And I think they've got a shot at it, if they're honest. In this conversation going forward, they might be able to persuade this divine feminine to at least hear them out. But there's something like they're going to try to talk fast. They've got a lot to say, a lot of splaining to do, Lucy. And so they may talk fast, but they will not hold back. They won't 4 of Pentacles it anymore. This is on the new moon. And new moon is about setting intentions. And I think the intention here is to say I love you, to mean it, to understand what's at stake. And somebody's able to do this now because they've broken out of the clutches of whatever this thing was that held them back. Earth energy, Capricorn, held them back. Got them stuck. I think they've gotten clarity now. And courage. They've had the courage to face their own shadow. And that's, you know, then it's a whole new life. It kind of gets the, you know, I'm getting the idea, and I'm actually physically feeling it, of my ears being plugged. This gets through. This message gets through. Ears are not plugged anymore. We have on the table. What do we have on the table? We have Leo. We have Capricorn. We have Taurus. We have Virgo. It's a good cast of characters. And I think communication needs to happen. And it, you know, it might at first come too fast and furious. But I think at a certain point there is the conversation. And somebody may be like just exhausted from coming in so fast. And almost like having been woken up out of the deep sleep that they were in. Yeah, okay. Manifesting on the new moon in Aquarius. This Aquarian clarity. The clarion call. I mean, you know. I'll see you next time.